Hello, Oracles. Well, ARK just released their latest price targets for 2026, coming in with a base case price target of $4,600. That's just a slightly above my $4,255 price target myself that I have for the company. Now, ARK did not add in anything for energy. They added nothing in for Optimus. They added nothing in for any of the AI that Tesla is working on. So most of their price target is based on the robotaxi progress that they are currently making. Sort of similar to how mine is built. Mine does not have a lot of, the AI built into it at that time frame. So when you're looking at it, you can say, all right, well, that's because it's going to be coming later in the decade when it comes to actual revenue generation from those pieces. Now, energy is the only one I have an issue with because Elon himself has stated that energy is going to be a lot larger than most people think. And so I think, we've seen giant megapacks jumping up all over the place. So I think energy is going to start a lot sooner than we anticipate. And ARK did not put that in there. So if you add energy to ARK's price target, that's going to go up significantly. They do mention that in their whole entire thesis. So I will put the link to that in the description below as well. And so the way ARK runs their whole entire model is similar to why, I had explained previously, I don't do much of a bull thesis through 2032 because there are so many variables. I don't have the time to be able to put all of those variables together. ARK does. So this is how their model works, and they take every different variable that they could possibly see in their scenario, and then they run the whole entire gamut for the next decade, and then they see how it's going to be. And so in this case, it was through 2026, and they have every single different variable as far as, what if Tesla does solve FSD this year and we have robotaxis that come out this year, all the way through what if, Tesla does not have robotaxis come out until 2030. So they have every different scenario that plays along the way, and this is how they formulate their price target for $4,600. Now their range goes from just below $1,000 in 2026 all the way up to over $12,000 in 2026. And so with that, the median price comes down to $4,600. And they have a bear case price target of $2,900 and a bull case price target of $5,800. Now, based on today's stock price, a $2,900 bear case is still a 3x in the next 4.5 years, which is still pretty respectable. I look at the fact that, I see Apple as a great play to be in, more of a safety net than a great growth play, but they are going to grow, but I'm not sure if they're going to be able to do a 3x in the next 4.5 years. And so then this has me asking the question, why do I have my money in Apple when I can be putting it in Tesla? The argument can be made, and I know TeslaBot's going to comment, yeah, when you're going to get to 100%. And so these are just my thoughts. And again, the more information I get, the more my conviction grows, the more I see Tesla solving these problems to be able to make these things truly come to fruition, the more my portfolio grows to be more Tesla. And now one piece of the chart that they have at the bottom is projections through 2030. And their projections through 2030 put the price target for their base case at $22,000. My base case at that point is half of that at $11,000. And I have no doubt my entire projection is going to be increasing over time. But, I look at their chart and it seems like around 2029, it starts to inflect downward a little bit, a very slight amount. They're still well on their way on the S curve. But if it starts to inflect down and they don't include energy, and they don't include Optimus, and they don't include AI, I think it's right around that point where the newest, largest S-curve is going to start. So based on ARK's projections, they're looking at a potential of $22,000 of a price target for a stock price in 2030 without anything going on with the largest S-curve that they have growing right now. So just as the EV S-curve starts to tail off, the AI and the Optimus S-curve are going to begin. So again, now this just leads me to, well, what are they going to be looking like next year when ARK puts out their price target, when we see perhaps an Optimus prototype or the first generation production coming out? Maybe they will have FSD solved at this point. Maybe they'll have a lot more information about general artificial intelligence to really give more conviction that yes, this is going to become reality. So these price targets, again, when you're looking long range with a company like Tesla with so many different massive pieces that they're working on, that can change dramatically as time goes on. So 22,000, even they said that is conservative. That really could truly be very conservative if Tesla can solve all of these pieces. And of course, yes, there are a lot of ifs along the way to get there. Timing is a big piece of this. What if somebody else randomly comes out of nowhere and solves something that we don't know that's going on? Lots of questions that are out there, but this is the direction that we are moving. So this is why I monitor and see what is the progress that we are making. Much like a lot of people on Twitter will be bashing FSD because it's not actually full self-driving, it's not like you flip a switch. People who are in the beta program chose to be there because they see the potential that's going on and they want to be a part of helping the progress to get there. It's just the progress getting there. When SpaceX started up, it's not like they made a rocket and it went straight up to orbit. No, they blew up the first 3. It was progress. They learned by failing. That's what FSD is. That's what general artificial intelligence is. You try a whole bunch of different things, you fail, you solve those problems, and you move forward. So you just look at different problems that are getting solved, and can this problem actually be solved? Elon's brain works in a manner where he sees a problem that he believes he can solve. And so then he goes and he tackles that problem all the way, and then he solves it. And it's not just him. He has a whole team of engineers that he gives credit to all the time. So people who are like, oh, he's getting distracted by Twitter, it's not him who's literally there doing all the work. He's just the driving force behind it. Everybody else is the one who is doing the work to get them there, and then Elon just sees a problem and he helps them, work through some of the issues. But he's not the one doing all the work. But getting back to ARK, so their bear case has them producing 10 million vehicles in 2026. Now, this is significantly more than my 6.5 million vehicles I have them projected to produce at that time. But their average sales price is about the same as mine. They've got $38,000, I've got $39,000. So, we're right in the ballpark there, and I think a lot of their assumption is based on the fact that we're going to have a lot more robo-taxis out there, so that's going to be a lower cost vehicle that's just going to be selling more, whereas I did not factor that into mine. And so production is going to be the huge piece of all of this, which is why, going back to yesterday's video about the massive scaling, I really truly think that Tesla is going to be putting up 5 to 6 new factories by 2025. So they could have a total of 10 factories producing EVs by 2025 and getting them to scale by 2026. So obviously we haven't even heard any announcements of anything new outside of, Austin and Berlin just opening and then the expansion in Shanghai. So we have a lot of information that we need to get there, but looking at the projections that we're going at, I feel that this is what's going to happen. And then looking at Shanghai, it seems like that we have gotten word that they are going to be reopening on Monday, April 18th. So this is great news. Obviously, we were in question about what was going to happen. This was a date that we thought was going to be coming out. Rumors that it wasn't going to open till mid-May. So this is phenomenal news. Obviously, it's not like they're going to be turning a switch back on and getting right back to ramp. It'll probably take them a week to get them back up to speed. But either way, great news that they are back up and running. So looking for the stock price on Monday, I think we could see quite a jump. Unless between now and then, we get some sort of major news that's going to bring everything down in the macro environment. I mean, this is going to be, we've got the ARK price target that just came out, which is huge, Shanghai reopening, and then we have earnings coming out on Wednesday the 20th. So I am anticipating a very, very green day coming on Monday morning. Let me know your thoughts on the ARK price targets. I know I gave a very brief and broad overview of what they went over, so I've got the link in the description. I encourage you to definitely take a look at it yourself to dive in and see if there's anything else that you see as very poignant information about the price target going forward. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support and feedback. If you have not subscribed, please do so down below. Sign yourself up for notifications. I am over on Twitter at OracleTim1. I share all of the latest Tesla news, pertinent stock market information, and all of my daily trades. Thank you so much. Have a great one.